Peter, thanks for agreeing to be interviewed by us today. I wonder if I could start by asking you about Care Not Killing. What exactly is it and what function does it serve as an organisation?
Care Not Killing is an alliance of about 50 organisations that was set up in 2006 to combat Lord Joffe's assisted dying bill. And it includes disability groups like Radar and the UK DPC, healthcare providers like the Northern Ireland Hospice Association, professional groups like the Association for Palliative Medicine, and also faith groups and human rights groups and pro-life groups, all of whom have come together with three aims. Firstly, to oppose any change in the law to allow euthanasia or assisted suicide. Secondly, to promote good palliative care for the terminally ill. And thirdly, to try and change public opinion on this whole issue, which we believe is very much misguided.
So Peter, as we come to look at this issue, and we've seen it grow and develop in the media over the last few months and years, I wonder what are the things you think people really need to understand as we look at assisted suicide?
People need to understand that a change in the law is unnecessary, dangerous, and wrong. It's unnecessary because requests for assisted suicide or euthanasia are extremely rare if people's physical, psychological, social and spiritual needs are really being properly attended to. So we need to make good care much more widely accessible and get rid of the postcode lottery that exists. It's dangerous because a change in the law would inevitably put pressure on vulnerable people, and I mean the elderly, those who are depressed or disabled or sick, would put pressure on them to end their lives so as not to be a burden upon family or carers or even upon a society that's short of resources, particularly at a time of economic recession. And thirdly, it's wrong because all medical ethical codes are against a change in the law. We've recognised historically that the law should be there to protect people. Disabled people are against it, and every single faith group, every major religion is opposed to a change in the law.
So Peter, we hear about all the opinion polls that say that everybody wants a change in the law. I wonder what sort of chance you think there is that the law will be changed over the next few years?
Let's not be misled by opinion polls. It depends pretty much how you frame the question as to what answer you get. And I think that there is a lot of fear out there about the dying process that needs to be alleviated. But I think also people just don't know what's available now to care for disabled people and dying patients. There's a lot of scaremongering going on.
And if the law does change, I wonder if you could tell us what your greatest fears are for society. What do you think are the really big risks?
My fear would be that if the law changed, it would sanitise assisted suicide and euthanasia. It would make it a treatment option. And what would happen is that then people would cost that treatment option, find it was very cheap compared to proper care, palliative medicine or curative therapy, and it would be presented and there'd be real pressure to adopt it.
And for those who want to respond really practically to this issue, what things would you say people should be doing if they want to oppose a change in the law about assisted suicide?
I think first of all, get informed. A good way of doing that is to become a friend of Care Not Killing, and we'll send you regular emails, point you to changes on the website and keep you up to date with everything that's happening, and particularly let you know small practical things that you can do that will make a real difference. Get informed about the whole debate. I think also you can do things by writing to your MP, by ringing up newspaper and radio stations, by being prepared to be interviewed, by talking in churches or youth groups or other social groups, or actually by taking part in public consultations. I think the most important thing that people could do now practically is to respond to the Director of Public Prosecution's consultation on his guidance about prosecution under the Suicide Act. This closes on the 16th of December, so there are just a few weeks to go. It's all on the DPP website, and there is a questionnaire and a number of boxes that one can respond to, and we can tell you about the kind of approach to take and point out the dangers. The particular things that we're really worried about in this DPP guidance is that we believe, first of all, it discriminates against people who are disabled or seriously or terminally ill by removing the legal protection of the law from them. That secondly, it's naive about the whole phenomenon of elder abuse and that bad things happen in families. And thirdly, that it makes it less likely that people will be prosecuted if the victim has a settled wish for suicide or has tried several times before. We think that's dangerous. Those people need more protection, not less. And it's these things that any individual can respond to, or any group. And every response that goes into the DPP will make a difference in helping him to decide how to amend this guidance so it's really fit for purpose. It's not fit for purpose at the moment.
And Peter, I'm a healthcare professional. There'll be lots of other healthcare professionals watching this. Would your advice to them be any different?
I think healthcare professionals have to realise, first of all, that if the law changes, their whole practice is going to change, because it will mean that assisted suicide or euthanasia will become part of the full range of services provided by the health service. In other words, it'll be in every specialty like it is now for people working in obstetrics and gynecology who don't want to be involved in abortion. It'll inevitably mean pressure on people to conform. So being aware of that and being aware of the danger that there'll be for vulnerable people, healthcare professionals need to get involved because they have a voice that needs to be heard. They understand vulnerability, they understand the dangers of this law, and they need to be speaking out in churches, in youth groups, in social gatherings, and also on the media. Anybody can write a letter, ring up a radio station, participate in an online blog. It's really the more who are involved, the better. And this is an issue where ordinary grassroots people can make a real difference if they're willing to get informed and stick their heads above the parapet. That's what we need.